Well, what a difference a few months makes. If you've been watching any of our other videos, you will have seen the AutoSpray team came down to this field and we planted a cover crop of rape, radish and rye in a nitrogen vulnerable area, and in particular right next to one of Severn Trent's groundwater pumping stations. And they have a duty to reduce where possible the amount of nitrates leaching into the water table, because of course they then have to take those nitrates out before we get to drink that water. So we planted the cover crop, we used the BIG XAG P100 Pro drone, and we've come down now for a bit of an update because we're now at the next part of the cycle. As you can see, the field has been disked, has been planted, and this now has a crop of maize in it. In fact, you might even see Darren in the background working on the adjacent field. He's just disking that, and he was telling me that the stony ground here is playing havoc with his discs, but he's getting the job done nonetheless. So we've come full cycle. We put the crop in, the cover crop in, we've seen it grow through the year, and now it has been sprayed off and the next crop of maize is in. So why were we asked by Severn Trent to come down and plant this cover crop? What are the benefits? Well, the first and obvious one is to reduce nitrate leaching. It's right next to their borehole, and this will reduce the amount of nitrates in the water and therefore reduce the amount of filtration that they have to do. So that's a win for Severn Trent. But for the farmer, a critical win is that this traps the nitrates in the soil. And this means that right at this time now, when the next crop is going in, the farmer needs to use less nitrogen in his ground because we've already retained more than we would have done without the crop. And of course, the third benefit is that there has been a valuable cover crop in there that can be grazed and often is, and it also means there is no bare soil, and of course there is an element of carbon capture there. So this is a win-win-win scenario for the farmer, for Severn Trent and for the environment. So if cover crops are suitable for use in your farming cycle, then certainly drones are a great way of getting them in a very low impact manner. In fact, last week, Severn Trent were down here taking soil samples so they can analyse the amount of nitrates in the soil, and this will give us a great indication of how successful the cover crop has been. We don't have those results yet, but I'll put them up at the end of this video so you can judge for yourself what the impact has been of this cover crop. I hope you've enjoyed this little mini series on cover crops in Staffordshire, and if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks again.